Hi and welcome to this all new episode of Sailing Vessel Reality. In this week's episode, we arrive in Tangier. Lee treats us to a curry night. I find my lost Wonga. Lee talks a load of Muppets. We tour Tangier. Hurricane Gabby delays our departure. I'm Gary, and this is a crew of reality. My younger brother David, and our longtime friend Lee.
You can't cross an ocean by staring at the sea. In the end, we only regret those challenges we didn't rise to.
Okay, so we're just coming into the marina in Morocco, Tangier, and you can see that the wind's not being very fair to Gary. It's blowing 27 knots at the moment, but fingers crossed when we get inside it might be a bit better.
We checked into Tangier Marina yesterday afternoon, and whilst the process was a lot longer than checking out of La Linea in Spain, the staff, all of the staff there were just super friendly. The police, the customs officer that we saw, they were all fine. Our problem was our drones. We've got 3 drones on board, and drones are totally illegal in Morocco. So they had to be confiscated, but they'll be given back to us when we leave. We're going to be holed up here in the marina in Tangier for a few days because we have the tail end of a hurricane coming through. So best. Okay, so Gary, tell us about the check-in procedures in foreign countries and the problems that we have.
So like somebody that has a normal holiday flying out on an aircraft, when they land at another country they have to go through a set of procedures, which is passport control, customs, anything to declare. We have the same procedures when we get into a marina. The problem is each country seems to be slightly different. So the African continent wants to take your drones away. So we go through the normal procedure of passport control, where we show our passports and get stamped into the country. That comes under immigration. We then have to go through quarantine, as in do we have any pets on board, which we don't, so quarantine's quite straightforward. We then have to go through customs, anything to declare in terms of goods that we're bringing into the country which they might have an interest in. The parts of Africa we've been to so far, other than here, we have to have a full manifesto. In other words, all the alcohol on board, all the electronics, high value stuff, and there's a whole list of things you have to tick and check and write values down. And you don't necessarily pay any customs fees on those because they're already on the boat when you get here, and they're going to be leaving on that boat. And then we've got harbour master to deal with, and then we've got port police to deal with. So we kind of have 5 different processes to checking in with a yacht, and they all seem to be different. The good news about where we've been in Africa so far is it's one office.
That's right.
Deals with all of it.
Yep, and they're all very nice people.
They all seem
all smiling.
Yeah, and most have got some sort of broken English, so we can have some sort of a conversation with them. But they're very happy to use their translators to understand.
And one spoke fluent Spanish, which was good.
Was able to talk to because you've got half Spanish blood in you now.
Yeah.
But if you go to the Caribbean, which we're going to experience at the end of this passage, you can end up getting a taxi going to 5 different offices. In other words, immigration is one area, customs is in another.
Right.
Port police is somewhere else, harbour master somewhere else, quarantine is somewhere else, and some of them you have to go back to once or twice.
Yeah.
So you have a process of how you start, and then one of them wants you to go back at the end with all your documents. Now sometimes it can be within walking distance in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to get taxis and drive all over the place, and it can take hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, and then to leave, you check out and you have to go through the similar process again without the customs bit.
Yeah, the checkout procedures is much easier. However, here unfortunately it isn't. we have to go through the same process of checking in almost as checking out, and recollect the drones that they take off us, because you can't have any drones
Yeah,
on the boat without surrendering them.
Yep, drones are illegal in Morocco.
Drones are illegal, yeah. Well, they're illegal to use, so they lock them
They
up.
confiscate them.
Yeah, they do. The other thing that's a little bit annoying here is, although we're going to stop in 3 different places, well, that's our plan. We've got Tangier, we've got Rabat, and then we've got Agadir.
Yeah.
But where in a normal country you check in one place, do what you like all the way throughout, and check out at the last place, here we have to check in and check out, check in and check out, check in and check out, all 3 different places, and surrender our drones.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the drones caused a massive problem here, because one of the drones they wouldn't accept the value on, because you pay 4% of the value of your drones when you recollect them if you stay more than 3 days. So if we was only staying here for 3 days, we wouldn't have any fees to pay on our drones. But because we're staying more than 3 days, there's this law that you have to pay 4% of the value. They accepted the value of your drone and David's drone, but they wouldn't accept the value of mine.
Yeah.
And it took 3 days of coming backwards and forwards to this office to get the valuation accepted, which they finally did agree with. And then when we leave after day 5 or day 6 of being here, because we've got some weather coming, we've got the tail end of a hurricane coming through from the Caribbean, we've had to stay longer than 3 days, so we will have to pay 4% of the value. But they seem to argue over the value of your drone to get that stupid 4% more than just get you through the system. So the passport control, customs was very quick, but unfortunately surrendering the drones was a bit of a nightmare. They'd never seen a DJI Pro 4 drone before, DJI Pro 4 before, so they didn't know how to value it, but they did accept my valuation in the end.
Yeah.
But that's what you have to go through trying to check in and out of different countries.
Okay, super, thanks. So our drones have become a bit of a problem, because we've walked right to the end of the marina to collect the receipts for the drones that they confiscated, and the boss wasn't there to approve them. So we need to go back again. It's like a 10-minute walk. So yeah, drones here are a real problem.
If we don't want you in it.
I wasn't going to be in it. No swearing on YouTube. I'll have to bleep that out. So this is the Bay of Tangier. The marina is behind us. There's a lovely sandy beach there, and it's actually a very modern city. What do you think so far, Gary?
I think Morocco, Tangier is very clean, very tidy, very modern, quite beautiful.
Yeah, we're kind of surprised.
Well, since we come from Tunisia, which is another African part of the continent, that was absolutely filthy, filthy, filthy dirty.
Yeah.
This is just impeccable.
Yeah.
Yeah, good impression.
Yeah, impressed. Maybe it's not a surprise that they still allow people to ride on the beach here. So you can rent one of those horses and ride along the beach, even though the beach is quite busy.
Looks good. We'll come back out, please.
So the boys need to upgrade their scuba gear.
Yeah, we've got to look like a pair of twins though. We've got exactly the same things, mask, snorkel, and all diving gear, the suits, the stab jackets, everything the same.
All matching.
Matching.
Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You are the diving sailing brothers.
There you go.
I want to be tight. Huh?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, just do the strap up though.
Absolutely perfect.
Right, here we have 2 chefs, Lee being the main chef. Lee, what are you cooking for us tonight?
Tonight, Matthew, we are having king prawn curry.
Wow, sounds
And,
delicious.
And the captain is going to take care of the rice.
And I've got the popper dog
Because
as well.
the rice I normally use goes in the microwave.
Okay, so we've got a proper chef doing the rice and Lee doing the curry.
Okay. Okay, you can fall out with people really quickly.
Really quickly. Well, I can't wait to try it.
Good. Okay, so the skipper's produced...
Semolina.
Well, it looks like semolina, but it's actually coconut rice.
It's rice in coconut,
So it's
yeah.
regular rice, and that's small grain rice by the looks of it.
No, it's actually large grain rice.
Oh, is it? Okay, so we've
Yeah.
got the rice with coconut in there.
Yeah.
And we've got this prawn curry just about ready to serve. Okay, chaps, for tonight's dinner in Morocco it's the prawn curry.
It's prawn curry with coconut rice, a few poppadoms, chutneys, pickles, little salad, and this is for my friend Nick.
Good.
My friend Nick De Palma, he loves anything to do with food.
Okay.
So we're going to send this video to Nick.
Okay, and we've got Greek beer.
And we've got mythos.
Cheers, guys.
Lovely. Cheers. Good effort.
Some time later.
Okay, so we're giving a scoring up to 10 for that dinner,
Yeah.
for that curry.
Cat curry.
Me and David have both agreed on the same number, which, funny enough, is the same number that you've given it. So
I
we're all
agree.
giving it 8 out of 10, which is
Yep.
a very high score.
Yeah.
But we also have to give the reasons as to why we don't give it 9 or 10.
Yeah.
So the two reasons I'm not giving it a 10, which is exactly the same as David,
And me.
and you as well,
Yeah.
is one, it should have been a little bit hotter,
Yeah.
a little bit more of a kick, and the
Yeah.
second for me is it should have had a little bit of a garlic flavour. And we
Okay.
have got a nice garlic paste, and we've got garlic tins in there just to
Okay.
just give it a
My
kick with garlic.
my
But lovely.
my executive chef told me not to put garlic in it.
Did he?
No, she.
Oh, she?
Yeah,
Oh,
she.
you mean your wife?
Yeah, but listen.
Careful what you
but
say.
listen. Empty plate. Empty plate.
Says
say-
it all.
It says exactly.
No, it says it all.
Exactly.
Listen, I think 8 out of 10 is a really good score.
Yeah,
Now
exactly.
we've got to talk about the rice,
Oh, the rice.
Rice out
Okay,
of
that's
10.
another. Okay.
which I'm going to give it 5.
Yeah.
Which I did
Oh,
do it, and
yeah.
the reasons I'm going to give it 5 is because it came out more like a risotto, and it more came out like a dessert. It was
Yeah,
more
okay.
like rice pudding.
I wasn't.
But it was quite
I
nice.
wasn't unhappy with it. I'd
So
give
what
it,
are you giving it
I'd
out
give
of
it a 7.
No, all right, I'll take that, Dave.
What
I'd
about?
actually give it an 8.
No, I'm Lee, Gary. Dave, what would you?
I will
What would you
give
give
it
it? What would you give it, Lee?
I'd give it an 8.
You give it an 8.
I'll give it an 8 because
Oh, you're giving it an 8?
the texture was fine.
Yeah.
The flavour was lovely.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit wet.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little bit wet.
It was a bit wet.
But I was being
Yeah.
rushed by
And
the
I-
chef who cooked the,
yeah.
the curry to get it out at the same time.
No, I did underscore you for it being a
The
bit wet.
reason I'm being so kind is because it'll be me cooking next.
Oh, it's your turn next tomorrow.
Yeah, but
Yeah, tomorrow.
We're still going to judge correctly.
Gary's just put his shoes on because we're going. The weather's not so good at the moment. Gary's just put his shoes on, which he hasn't worn for some time.
Well, a couple of years, I think.
Look what he's found. Look at his shoes. It's a whole wad.
I think it's $1 grand or $2 grand in there. I
That
can't
sort of
remember.
reminds me. So we're heading off out into the Atlantic in a couple of days, and for anyone that knows me, they know I'm a bit crazy on sea fishing, trolling in particular, which is where you drag a lure from the back of the boat from any speed from 5 knots, which is typically what a sailboat might do, to about 7 knots if you want to catch something a bit bigger. So I was introduced to this by a friend of mine in America called Dennis, and ever since then I've, excuse the pun, I've been hooked. So the rig here that I have, which has proven successful to me to catch larger fish and smaller fish, is a stick rod. So this is a very small rod that's good for the back of the boat because we don't want a long rod. The line that I'm using for this one is 90-pound mono blue line. So this will become almost invisible in the water, and we've got a swivel with a connection on there, and then that connects to the lure, and we've got all different types of lures. Dennis and I found that pink lures are particularly good for mahi-mahi. Now I'll show you a picture of a mahi-mahi in a moment, but this particular colour, for someone, because it mimics squid, I guess, they love that. So what we've got on the end of this 90-pound mono is a snap hook connection, so we can change lures whenever we want. So this is connected to, this is normally a couple of meters long, and this is totally invisible in the water, this type of line. It's fluorocarbon, so totally invisible. This one's been connected with crimps, which I like using as well, but this particular one I've connected this with a nice knot. So on the dangerous end of this one is a rather large, what looks to me like a 6/0 hook. Now I might use two of these. This one is pre-rigged, so I won't do anything to this one. But if I was rigging this, and some of these other rigs I've got, like this one here, I have a double hook system. So the first hook here is just below the skirt. The common name for these, by the way, we call them Muppet lures. I don't know if I mentioned that before. And then another hook higher up, and the hook that's higher up would be round the other way. So the fish would normally come in and grab that, and if one hook doesn't get them, then the other hook will. So we've got an assortment of hooks, and the stick rod, as I mentioned, and a nice pen reel, which this reel's quite a strong reel, and as I said, the fish that we're targeting would be mahi-mahi, but there are other fish as well, which I'd like to catch. Wahoo is one of them, which is a pelagic fish as well, and possibly tuna. So they're the three fishes that we're hoping to catch, and if we have luck, and I feel rather confident that we will have, then we'll show those in a later video. If there's any questions about the setup, then please ask them in the comments below. Okay, so when we're trolling, this is where the rod sits, in this rod holder here, and you notice that the reel is actually attached to the boat with a length of rope, because Gary was going to install these are new. We bought a couple of these rod holders, because one is for the other side of the boat, for Gary's reel, rod and reel. So Gary was going to install these upright, but basically the reason why you wouldn't install them upright is because then under tension they'd be really difficult to get out. So we have them at this angle. The rope is there to secure the rod to the boat, so if the rod did get pulled out, then it would still be attached to the boat. Not a particularly nice day today, because we're at the tail end of this Hurricane Gabrielle, but we booked a taxi tour of Tangier, which is going to be for 3 hours, so we're off on that. Here's our ride. We're there.
How are you? Morning. You speak good English?
Yes, a little bit.
This is our tour operator for the day. What's your name, sir?
My name is LA.
LA.
Yeah.
We are with LA today.
It's very beautiful. You can see the whole boat from here.
Most of the swells come.
Some people from here, if you in the morning, we do sports, running, jogging, stuff.
Yeah.
And in the evening, the other side, the green side, people do picnics.
Picnics, right?
Yeah. Bring their table, their food, their family, and then leave.
Harder your hair up, Gary. Okay, so we've stopped at the first place on this tour.
Yep.
And I'm going to turn the camera around and show you that. But we're super impressed with Tangier. It's not what any of us really expected, I think.
Well, that coastal road on the way up, the guard was all the way down that coastal road.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and green all the way as well.
Yeah.
There's not much wind at the moment, but it's very grey, and you can see the remnants of the hurricane moving off over there. Okay, so we've come to the far northern tip of Morocco. So that behind us is actually the Atlantic, not the Mediterranean, and the lighthouse there. And you can see the remnants of the hurricane behind. It's still passing through. It's like the obligatory camel riding. There's the baby camel here. Come on, say hello. Say hello. Okay, so this is the Atlantic side, and you can see why we're not going anywhere for the next couple of days. This is the Cave of Hercules, just outside Tangier, and someone spent a lot of time carving out a lot of this. Obviously, a lot of it's natural, but there's been a lot carved out by hand as well, and that's open to the sea there. So it's a lovely morning here in Tangier, and we're just about to set off. It's just coming up towards 8 o'clock, and we're going to sail south towards Agadir. Here's Dave setting up our reversing camera. That's recording where we've been, and he's going to put one up the front as well. So we've got a forward-facing camera.
And that'll be done in hyperlapse.
Hyperlapse. Ooh, lovely. Well done, Dave.
Thank you very much, sir.
We've left Tangier because of the process of checking in and checking out. It was a real problem, especially with the drones. So we're going to try and make a run straight for Lanzarote instead of calling at other places in Morocco. So we're under sail at the moment. Nice wind with the code 0 flying. We're running a fishing line 2. We've got about 600 miles to go, so it will take, maybe depend on the speed, it might take 4 or 5 days.
Mahi, that is.
No. Oh, it is. It's a baby. No, it's a baby mahi.
It weren't that big.
Ah, look at the colours on that. Yeah, okay. That one's going back.
That's a beauty, though, isn't it?
That one's going back. We're going to need the net for it.
There's Lee, got my on. This is number 6 for the day. 5 got away, unfortunately.
David's just had a line snap on him, so we put his rod away. Going to get a decent line for that one. This has got a £90 line on it, David's rod. Well, my rod that David's using has only got a £30, so we're going to get a better reel and rod. Oh, what made it look like mahi was the lure out of its mouth. Yeah, that's not mahi, is it? Yeah, skipjack. Nice job.
Wow, look at that. Beautiful bonito, part of the tuna family.
So you can see we've got 282 miles to our destination, which is Lanzarote, and we're just coming up against this fog bank. Now, if there's one thing that sailors hate more than no wind, it's fog. Now, this doesn't have the characteristics of a thick fog bank, but it's too early to tell. It wasn't predicted, it was predicted for tomorrow. But the sea temperature at the moment is very cold. It's 17 degrees here, and the air temperature is up in the 20s, so that's what's created this.
Come on, playtime's over.
Come on, guys, in you come. It's Dolphin City. There's a few in it.
We hope you've enjoyed this week's episode. If you have, please give it a like. If you're new here, please subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Meanwhile, we'd love to hear from you, so feel free to leave your comments below and we'll answer you as soon as we can. So after 5 days, 4 nights at sea, we finally made it to the Canary Islands. This is Lanzarote. It's the most northern of the Canary Islands.